Hey YouTube, how you doing? So I haven't done one of these since I did mine in 2019. I predicted the year of the rat. I did a prediction, Chinese prediction then. I only posted on Facebook and Instagram. It was my first and only viral post on Facebook. I think the fact that Corona came out, I didn't call it Corona. I did say the medical field was about to get hit real bad. Some of my vocabulary is obscured. Like, I didn't use the word vaccine. I didn't use the word, I think I used chip or something. I forgot what I used. I didn't go up there and chat before I came here. So the meaning that I'm making this video is because I'm about to do the Chinese prediction, the year of the snake. So the year of the snake is supposed to begin on January 29th of 2025. The year of the dragon is ending on January 28th of 2025. So, me personally, I kind of like it. I do have some people that's in that culture who got different opinions. I have conversated about them when it comes to the year of the snake. By popular demand, this would be classified as a wood snake year. Now, there are wood snakes, water snakes, which gold could be classified as a water snake too, metal, earth, and fire. Okay. So even though this is the wood snake year, it doesn't mean that the other elements is not taking place. Okay, because each element change after each year. So each element is born in the way that years is going. It would be what it is. So I think just to get into it, I do have tarot side, depending on how much I talk right here. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not going to say I'm not, because at the time of 2019 when I did the Chinese year, I was still in the stage with the universe teaching and me being a willing student with understanding my gift. I really wasn't a very submissive person. So in 2019, I was really just in my own world, still challenging the universe on its authenticity. That's what I call that part of my journey. I was challenging the universe on its authenticity of the connection I had with it. So when I did it under the challenge. That was the type of influential energy I'm in. So now in 2025, to come back around for the year of the snake, I'm more in a submissive attitude of the authenticity of my gift. So for me, looking at the year of the snake, wood snake, right? I feel like the telecommunication area is going to be very important. The reason why I feel like it is not just because I meditated before I came up here, which is about 85% of it. In the meditation process, I saw a lot with telecommunication. For example, my algorithm on YouTube is one of the most engaging, hilarious. And I don't know if it's that way because before I ever went to Facebook or anything, I mean, when everything was coming out, I was raising kids. And my thing was teaching my kids how to survive on the internet. So I really wasn't signing up with everything. YouTube was the go-to on my phone pretty much, even when it came to my kids. So YouTube was there, alright. Um, I experienced a different value of YouTube when I decided to get a channel in 2017 and do this tarot. I think on all my platforms I went cancel culture real quick. I remember I learned more about cancel culture because they went through their own stage, I think, in 2020. Yeah, cancel culture came out. They was hitting more headline news. But the younger people also was teaching me too. So the year of the snake is going to be a telecommunication year. Let's get into it. Telecommunication, for example, my algorithm, like I was saying, has really changed. Within the telecommunication, prices is really up. Like on my algorithm, YouTube been bringing up channels about how to succeed in YouTube videos for 2025. People got different point of views. They've been sending people who just start their channel and talking about how much money they made, how to get views, etc., etc. So today it led me to go to YouTube Premium and investigate because I heard some things up there about it, right? And the YouTube TV. So I'm like this. Me personally, like some people having the reviews, I like is not in the mood to pay $90 more for a TV that I'm not even going to watch that much. Like, yeah, I have a Roku stick and everything. YouTube is up there, easy to access. But unfortunately, I invested into cable. Now, even if I cut my cable and decide to go, I'm still spending $40 more to have YouTube and internet. So either way, it's either 90 or 40, and I'm not trying to do none of them. My struggle is real. Now, me personally, you know, I know when I first came up here, a lot of people used to be on my feed. Oh, I don't want no video. I ain't gonna sit here and be paying nobody to sit here and get me views and stuff. Like, if I have to waste money, I invest my money into something. I'd rather invest my money on paying people to give me views, because at least that money is going to people who need help themselves. Like, you're not doing that job for a reason. It's better than me wasting money when I'm not even going to look at 90% of YouTube TV. I don't even look at 90% of my cable. So it is what it is. Maybe when I get to the stage and I go around my whole house and upgrade my TV to a Lexus, Amazon TV, or a Roku TV or something, I might take a chance then, because then I'm going to be watching it wherever I go. So I'm going to utilize it a little bit more, but I don't have my house structured like that. So that's far and foremost. So that's a little bit on this bottom people in telecommunication, to be that example. Now, like for Google, I think Google could get a lot of things balanced out, and I think your reputation could turn around a whole lot. Maybe if you put Parada over there on the opposite side of the ground with Shiva. I wouldn't say do Dougla, because Dougla is very powerful. You know, if you had Vishnu over there instead of Shiva, I would say do Dougla. I wouldn't do Lakshman, because it has been a lot going on in the feminine hood, and she's a little bit more submissive. And she really dates the Crenshaw version of Shiva too. So you're going to have still a conflict. So the best partner would be Parada to put over it, right? To balance some things out, because Within the wood snake this year, it's also with the yin element, which is femininity. Femininity is looked at as darkness. Another thing about telecommunication that I find intriguing in my meditation, right, is it is common for telecommunication run a lot of lines underground. And when we're talking about wood, we're talking about the earthly essence, okay? The things that are a great beginning, how the roots intertwine, the connections, the reason why lawn care business and everything else. We're talking about a coal, could be hot, but overall, deep down in the ground of wood, you have a little bit of coldness that's there. It's a lot of moisture that's within inside of it. So it's almost like, because it's very animalistic, and they also say the snake year with its wood is also a rise of animals. A lot of animals live in trees, and once again, in the telecommunication way, a lot of people have been building a lot of animals, like for real. Animals is a popular gig on social media platforms to do as videos. Like, you could boom off of animals, showing how you bring them in, showing how your animals interact with you, getting your animals the little machines to speak what they want. You know, animals is definitely booming in the telecommunication field. It's easy growth of money, right? So in a competitive field, there's a whole different thing of freedom of speech within the social media platform. So we're going to have, in a yin, now this wood snake is also a yin year, which is feminine energy. So we're talking about darkness. So one thing that's common about darkness and telecommunication is World Wide Web. What do the World Wide Web mean? Besides people linking common statements, or whatever you put out there on the internet, it stays out there. Or you can go to the .web, and this is how you route it, and this is how you get your IN, your VPN, and so forth and so on, and you move. Yeah, child pornography is just so much. You have different curators who have different royalty rights to the way that they publish their video. You have countries that's in competitive, and most importantly, there is a monopoly law that still governs telecommunication. Now, monopoly itself could be in certain parts of the world, because this is how the years of birth where the other elements is going to play a role. Like, this is a very elemental energy here that we're going to be walking into. And especially with the average, like during election time, I put out videos of, this is the year of spoil the child, spare the rod. Still, Chinese year is still based on that vocabulary of the snake. Okay, so we also had a Tower of Babel that has been reenacted. So we have a generation that's going to be making their way in. When everybody figure out what year they're going to classify, cut off the generation booming thing, how they're going to do it, which is going to be about 5 more years from then before it comes silent. I believe, anyway. At least I see the number 5 anyway. So it's going to be probably about 5 years before it comes silent. This next generation, whether it's really going to be called Alpha or not, and when the year going to start with them. So in the making of this is also a telecommunication thing, where the things that's on this planet that interacts very much with the earthly reality of life, within the social media and telecommunication, the CERN is very active. So the CERN probably end up going through a few changes, I imagine, for sure. I don't stay with their publication, so I just know that they're going to go through changes, which is going to change us. So this year, going to on social media platform, all platforms across the way, is going to bring in a highly competitive attitude again. It's going to reenact discriminatory things and everything else until certain energies get balanced out. That's why I say Google, you can be one that help with it. Just like put that feminine statue over there, balance the energy out. A lot of things is really getting connected right now. Now, I think the most destructive element of the year would be the water dragons. I mean the water snakes. I think they would be the most destructive ones throughout. I think they probably would be the most luckiest ones, but the most destructive ones. I think the fire dragons will be put in the most hardest not fire dragons, the fire snakes. I believe the ones that have the element during the wood snake year, fire elements, fire elements of the snake year, I feel like would be the most vulnerable ones. They would be used more ancestrally, meaning that your karma would be more thicker during this year than anything that you have. It would be like a midpoint crisis, or awakening, like people of the fire snake time frame will be going through a lot of ancestral karmatic things. Now, the ones that's born in the metal year during the year of 2025 of the snake and wood, I believe you will have more of an up and down uphill. I think being very cautious about the people that you surround yourself with is going to be very important in how you reap karmatic justice. The metal is going to be so much of a balancing justice act in theory that it can cause some unnecessary turmoil in it, and it can make people feel like you're going through awakening, but it's not. It's just you are being that protector for the fire. For example, when like that axe is used to cut down the tree, right? That metal that's used to cut down the tree is almost like, oh, you being the bad guy. You don't want to hurt nature this way, So you're going to be placed in these situations, right? But depending on how you encounter the fire would be the most contagious aspect. Meaning if karma do justice to you, well, that metal going to heat up and forge into part of your destiny. Overall, in social dynamics, it's also going to reveal how people really get along, meaning that it's now going to be an evaluation in the mental health with this part of the wood snake too. So we had earbuds, ear plugs, microphones. Everybody do a lot. And then you walk out in public, you might still have your earbuds on, or you might be wanting to record a video. Your tenacity in those events is going to cause a lot of karmatic things. Meaning that in the telecommunication, because there's some business, like in telecommunication, there's a balance that must come through with the way the internet flows right now. And in that is going to create price changes, downsizing in jobs, incomes. Like it's going to fluctuate within this year of the snake. All of this, right? So while this is vibration and fluctuating, maybe somebody in this telecommunication job this position need to go away, but they got mercy. Okay, say they got mercy because they got a family, they need this money. So down here at the bottom, where people are content creators, you can get knocked off to save this person. There's going to be a weird dynamic here. Okay, so that's where also what I call the Tower of Babel type of thing that's going to go right there, right? When it comes to it. Being able to share in the social media platform is going to force itself in. So forcing itself in is going to be the foundation to shift the telecommunication, the agreements. There is some real upcoming agreements between a lot of these corporate America platforms right now that is going on. So the shakedown is going down here, right? And up there. And the reason why for that is because we're going into the darkness of the lights, meaning that in itself, whatever the highest self might be of consciousness. For me, I like to say mother, father. For certain videos, I like to say source, mother, father. That's just the universe, ancestors. I like to use all those terminologies because in itself, it still uses us to accomplish the goals, right? In my belief. So in itself is going through a balancing act of control factors. For example, I have been around people who be like, oh, that girl got a strong intuition. And then they could hear that I do tarot cards. Oh, God gonna condemn her ass for doing tarot. Okay, those moments right there. Using terminology so harsh and what's going to be condemned is now getting filtered. It's like itself, like us, where people might say, you know what, I'm going to excommunicate everybody. It's time for me to get on my shit. Okay, that's in itself, that's a telecommunication pathway to the file cabinet of now balancing out people, which it always does. Like, we've been making this constant mistake for thousands of days. Years will add into days. Months will add into days. Centuries will turn into days, come from days. So it don't matter. Thousands of days. People, we did not get here without people making discerning moments of who's going to a bad place, who's going to a good place, which way did God come, how they might have had an afterlife death experience. It is abundance of stories that is defined in one's eye of the beholder. So, the one's eye in this format of deciding on entertainment itself to help the ancestors, to help the chosen, to help us live life with a destiny, with a purpose, with a reason, to say we woke up, or even to praise something that exists higher than yourself. It is now going through like a separation. It's choosing the language that we use to make itself into is our purpose. That's the only way I can say it. Our purpose. Okay. So, the year of the snake in itself is going to be a very suspicious year. A lot of people is going to be suspicious. I think because they say summertime is the strongest for the wood snake, I think it's going to be very interesting, the videos that get pushed through. We could call it whatever the algorithm they favorite, they better. I ain't the one to judge on it, okay? Personally, I'm not. Because responsibility is a whole lot in this situation here when it comes to the year of the snake. And blind and it's the yin side, which is the dark side. And people really do have a lot of negativity to darkness. So, for me, I know for this year, people who's like me and will fuck with me will be revealed in a category. People who like me but will never fuck with me will be revealed in a category. And the people who don't like me and trying to fuck with me will be revealed in a category. Now, this is in a certain area of my life too. So, it's not like it's not beneficial, but it's only beneficial to the knowledge within your consciousness. That's where it's beneficial at. This gonna be a very exploration year that we're gonna be diving into, whatever way we want to call it. New theories coming up or whatever else. But it's going to have destruction for sure. It's going to have its destruction because we do not control the elements. Now, I know a lot of people always say they like me to have eye-to-eye contact. But you know, when I be getting a lot of my visions at a lot of time, it disrupts me trying to focus on the video. I be up in my energy of flow. I want to tell everybody welcome to the new year. It's something I'm walking into 2025 with. I'm going to see you when 2026 come around if I kept this New Year's resolution. And the reason why I like to say welcome into the new year, one, me personally, I done had my own life-threatening death situations a few times throughout my lifetime. Second, a lot of people have passed away around me. And Happy New Year just was too traditional and not comfortable because it's a lot of things people go through throughout the new year. And there's something in my integrity that changes my vocabulary. And I do believe that everybody strives to be happy. Don't nobody need no reminder. And I also feel like welcome to the new year feels more comfortable and cozy with my tone of voice to wish people peace and prosperity as I say it. Because we all got different ways of being thankful for waking up every day. And a lot of people, like I say, strives to be happy. But a lot of people have different ways of believing on what it is to be thankful. So I'd rather say welcome to the new year. And I hope that people can walk in the new year to say, yeah, I conquered a lot of shit. A lot of things could be a lot of ways. And I too lost people close to me. I don't know if I'm lucky to be here or not. But this day is afforded to me. And I'm going to be thankful the best way I can through my hard times. I'm going to just learn to continue to be me and understand me every day of the day. So I'm going to come back with a part 2. I'm going to do some tarot cards to get deeper in the conversation. Like I said, I am nervous. Tarot helps me out. This is my second one, so I'm proud of myself. But I'm already 30 minutes in, so I just rather do another video with tarot. So that's my prediction. The year of the dragon. We're going to see a lot of telecommunication changes. A lot. How we're going to adjust to them. It's the mystery in it. Alright now. I'll be back.